everyone, so for this review I decided to do it on the Iron Queen, which is the third/fourth book in the Iron Frey series, which it's the third unless you read the whole in-between books, which I really recommend you should because it fills in a lot of the gaps in between books. And up above I'll have my reviews in order because I strongly recommend you read this series in order because otherwise it really won't make sense, and I'll have them in order up above of all my reviews so far that I've done in this series, starting with Iron King. And just for fun, I tried to do a whole makeup design and clothes design in honor of the Iron Frey with a fire red t-shirt and kind of steely fire makeup, but I really just ended up kind of looking like a 1920s coal miner who went out on a date but didn't care to wash up beforehand. And with the Iron Queen now, this whole book is kind of like the final battle between the Summer and Winter going against the Iron Frey. And it pretty much starts off where the last one, the Iron Daughter, left off, which, spoiler alert, if you haven't read the Iron Daughter, the end of it, Ash and Megan both get banished from Never Never, and shortly after you find out that Puck himself got himself banished so he can be with Megan and Ash too and not by himself. So this whole story kind of revolves around the battle between the Old Bloods, the Summer and Winter Frey, and the Iron Frey. And the Old Bloods are on a constant sort of losing streak because they cannot keep up with the Iron Frey because Iron Frey are much more powerful nowadays. And so then they call on Megan and her boys to come back, and they give her a deal, which if you've read this series, that making a deal is a very big thing. So they give her a deal of that she has to go into the Iron Realm and kill the False King, because they know that she's the only Old Blood that can actually survive in the Iron Realm because of the fact that she's half human. So they give this deal where she has to go and kill the False King. In exchange that they will get rid of all three of their banishments and they can live freely in Never Never all they want. Which she knows that she directly has to make this deal for both Ash and Puck's sake, because not being in Never Never for a long period of time could quicken up their disappearance. Which, if you don't know what disappearance is, it's kind of like their death, because they can't really die, they just kind of fade from existence. Now I definitely still hold true to probably the best book out of this whole series is the very first one, The Iron King. Where with this one, it was good, but it so much dragged on certain things that I really don't think was needed. Where they could have completely skipped over that event, or they could have sort of sped it up a bit and not have it be drawn out over so many chapters. But I do firmly believe that this book is needed to be read if you do read this series, because it does do a very good job of wrapping up the finality or final bit of Megan's story before moving on. And with this series, there's one more full book and two more sort of half in between books that I will be reading and probably doing a review on. With those ones now follow Ash's sort of story after this war and after the finishing of Megan's story. And I still am on the fence about reading the sort of now off series where it's following a much more older version of Megan's little brother Ethan. So we'll see if I read that series or not. And side note, I am very, very happy with myself because from the middle of the second book, The Iron Daughter, I guessed who the False King was and I was right. And that's it. That's my review on The Iron Queen. Now my question for you guys is, would you rather ride around on an iron horse or in a giant moving house that's made up of a bunch of different like random scraps of things? Kind of think like Howl's Moving Castle, but much bigger and much more kind of junkier, kind of thrown together. But the problem with it also is that in the inside the rooms constantly are moving and changing, and it's kind of like a giant maze. So which would you rather ride on? That kind of house or an iron horse? Leave in the comments below. Also in the comments below, leave any sort of thing you want to see me review, whether it's a book, a movie, a video game, anything. Just leave it in the comments below. Please subscribe to me, which is also below. And bye!